You've never met them. You don't know their real name. You don't know where they live. And yet, when something goes wrong in your life, they're the first ones you want to tell. Not your parents, not your friends, not the people sitting right next to you, but someone online, a stranger behind a username. Why? Why does it feel easier to open up to people who technically don't exist in your real world? And here's the unsettling part. This isn't accidental. Your brain is doing this on purpose. And once you understand why, you'll never look at online connections the same way again. But to understand this, we need to start with something uncomfortable about real-life relationships. In real life, relationships come with weight. Every interaction carries history. Your parents know your failures. Your friends remember your embarrassing phases. Your coworkers have expectations. Real people don't just listen, they remember. And memory creates pressure. When you talk to someone in your offline life, your brain quietly asks, what will they think of me after this? Will this change how they see me? Will they use this against me later? Even silence becomes judgment. Now compare that to talking to someone online. They don't know your past. They don't know your mistakes. They don't know who you're supposed to be. You get to show up as a version of yourself, not the whole messy reality. And your brain loves that. But this is only the surface reason. The real reason goes much deeper, and it starts with control. Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. Your phone screen is the only light in the room. Everyone you know is asleep, but someone online is awake. You type something you've never said out loud. I feel like I'm failing at life. You hesitate. Your finger hovers over send, and then you do it. Seconds pass. Then a reply. I get it. Me too. No awkward silence. No shock. No advice you didn't ask for. Just understanding. In that moment, your body relaxes. Your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows. Why? Because you were heard without consequences. And that's addictive. But here's the hook you probably didn't expect. Your brain feels safer opening up to strangers than to people who actually matter. Let's talk about why. Online connections feel close because they are low-stakes intimacy. In psychology, safety isn't about comfort. It's about risk management. With real people, your reputation is at risk. Your future interactions are at risk. Your identity is at risk. With online strangers, you can disappear anytime. You can delete the account. You can ghost without explanation. Your brain calculates this unconsciously and decides, this is safer. Even vulnerability becomes easier when escape is possible. But here's where it gets darker. Because safety without accountability changes how honest we are. And sometimes, it changes who we become. So if online connections feel safer, why do so many people still feel lonely after hours of scrolling and chatting? Why does closeness sometimes turn into emptiness? The answer lies in something called selective intimacy. Online, you don't show your whole self. You show curated vulnerability. You choose what pain to share, what details to hide, what version of yourself gets sympathy. This feels empowering, but it creates a subtle problem. Real relationships require friction, misunderstandings, discomfort, boredom, conflict. Online relationships often skip these. So your brain starts associating. A real people equals effort. Online strangers equals relief. And slowly, without realizing it, you stop investing emotionally in the people around you. Not because you don't care, but because your brain found a cheaper emotional shortcut. You're sitting with a friend. They're talking. You're nodding. But mentally, you're somewhere else. You think, if I told them what I really feel, it'd get awkward. Later that night, you open an app. A stranger replies instantly. You tell them the same thing you couldn't tell your friend. And somehow, it feels more real. This is the paradox. Backhand index pointing right, you're emotionally closer to someone you've never met than to someone sitting beside you. But here's the next hook. This doesn't happen because online people understand you better. It happens because they don't know you well enough to disappoint you. Quick pause. If you're still watching, it means this topic is hitting closer than you expected. We break down human behavior, hidden psychology, and uncomfortable truths like this every week. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon, because the next video connects directly to this one. Real closeness is dangerous, because being fully seen means being fully judged. Online strangers see fragments, not the full picture, and fragments are easier to accept. Your brain prefers partial exposure over total vulnerability. This is why you overshare online, but stay quiet in real life, even with people you love, not because you're fake, but because your nervous system is protecting you. However, this protection comes with a cost. If online connections feel safe but incomplete, what happens to your ability to form deep real-life bonds? And why are so many people losing patience for real relationships? The answer lies in instant validation. Online interactions are optimized for dopamine. Likes, replies, typing indicators, notifications. Your brain gets rewarded immediately. Real conversations don't work like that. They require waiting, reading body language, emotional labor, silence. So your brain slowly adapts. It starts craving faster comfort, quicker understanding, less effort. This doesn't make you weak. It makes you conditioned. And once conditioned, real relationships can start to feel slow. You've talked to someone online for months. You know their thoughts, their fears, their dreams. But one day, the messages stop. No goodbye, no explanation, just silence. And suddenly you realize something terrifying. You were emotionally invested, but there was nothing solid to hold on to. This is the risk of online closeness. It feels deep, but it's fragile, and your brain doesn't always notice the difference. So why do we keep going back? Why do we choose digital closeness even when it hurts? Because your brain is choosing control over connection. Online, you control when to reply, what to say, when to leave. In real life, you don't. And control feels like safety. But real intimacy requires surrender. It requires being messy, misunderstood, uncomfortable. Online closeness lets you feel connected without giving up control. And that's why it feels safer, but also why it feels hollow over time. So here's the question that matters. Backhand index pointing right, is feeling closer to online strangers actually a problem? Or is it a signal? Feeling closer to online strangers doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means you crave understanding. You want to be heard. You want safety without judgment. Online spaces give you that, but they can't replace shared silence, physical presence, long-term accountability. The danger isn't online connection. The danger is replacing real intimacy with easier substitutes. Because real closeness isn't convenient. It's slow, awkward, risky, and that's exactly why it matters. So next time you feel closer to a stranger online, don't shame yourself. Ask yourself, what am I afraid to share with the people in my real life? Because the answer to that question is where real connection begins.